Ladies and gentlemen, it is with incredible satisfaction, pleasure, humility, and excitement that I can announce to you finally the official launch of Dean Michael Wines. The doors are officially open. If you've been following along, you know the backstory on all of this. And if so, you are one of the true legends. And I want to thank you for sticking with me. If you don't know the backstory, let me just fill you in really quick. So when I was 15 years old, my older brother, who was just about to turn 18, took his own life. And it's just one of those family stories that nobody wants, but far too many people have. For about the last 5 or 6 years, I have wanted to start a new brand and put his name on it as a way to kind of help bring his name back to life. And it's actually sort of interesting. Just the other day, I made an Instagram post talking about that I was going to go up to the warehouse and pick up a bunch of this wine. And someone who I've known for years, but I just haven't talked to recently, made a comment on that post saying that she was so happy that I was finally doing this because she remembers me talking about it years ago. Starting a wine brand, or really any brand with his name on it, is something I've been dreaming about for years, and it's hard to believe that it's finally a reality. None of this has been easy. In fact, getting this off the ground has been pretty challenging at some stages, but I'm also smart enough to know that starting any new business is going to have challenges. Things came up that I didn't even know about, and alcohol sales are very challenging. But really, I just didn't know what I didn't know until I got this process started. And with that said, I have hired an amazing team with an amazing winemaker, and every single person involved is passionate about what they're doing, what I'm doing, and I'm telling you, it shows in every bottle. The other day, I was able to sit down with Jason, the owner of the winery and their production facility where my wine is being made, and I asked him to talk a little bit about the Santa Ynez Valley and what makes that area so amazing, specifically for wine, because the quality of fruit that comes from that region is unbelievably high quality, and of course it makes for amazing wines. I want to play that video for you right now, and then I'll come back to wrap things up. I have with me Jason. He is the owner of the facility that I'm using to craft my wines. I'm insanely excited that this is finally happening. Thank you for spending a couple of minutes with me. I wanted to ask you about the varietals and the wine and the fruit, because I've talked before about Santa Ynez Valley and the quality of the fruit there versus places like Temecula where I live.
So the region is phenomenal for a couple of important reasons. One, everyone says that Italy is a great place to grow grapes and France is a great place to grow grapes. Well, the reality is, if you go from Italy or France and go all the way over to the United States of America, you've got Santa Ynez Valley, which is Central Coast Santa Barbara, and you've got Napa Valley. The same location on the equator has this area. So what it does is it gives you very, 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 very hot days and very, very cool nights. And that's really important for wine. The neat thing about this area, where you look at Temecula's got warm days and warm nights, right? You're not getting that one. That's going to give you more of a meatier wine, like a Zinfandel.
Correct.
It's got to be able to hold on tight. It's got to grip it and get in gear. But the cool thing about the Santa Ynez Valley is that those warm days, they expand that grape. And those cool nights, they bring it back together down. And it's kind of like a breath going in and out and in and out. And the coolest thing in the whole wide world is we have different growing regions and areas throughout the valley, whether they are low, down below sea level, or at sea level, or a little bit higher, that give us the same ability to give those nice hot days, but the evening comes in and cools it down. That ocean breeze kind of goes across all the vineyards, and you can now grow Barbera, you can grow Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Noir, you can grow some of the lighter varieties of wine, and that's what makes Santa Ynez Valley one of the best areas in all the state to enjoy a great glass of wine.
Pinot Noir is my favorite varietal, and I'm so happy that I have one. Where am I? Right here. It's got to be one of my favorites. All 4 of these wines, I'm telling you, they're phenomenal. They're really, really good. They're that good. When you think about a drinkable Cabernet, this is exactly what you're thinking about. This is what's on your mind. This is perfection. It's perfection.
Yeah, it's a balance. You can see how the legs just kind of coat the glass. Yeah. And that means that wine's got viscosity. And that viscosity is not just Alcohol. People see legs, they say it has higher alcohol content. That's one reality. This is not a high alcohol wine. It's a lower alcohol wine. It's below 15%, which is great. But that viscosity, that engagement you're looking at, that beautiful dark color, it comes from the barrel process. And we put these things into beautiful French oak barrels. You're part of the family.
It's unbelievable.
When we make wine, we started making wine for our own brand, and then we looked at others who had great causes and great visions and great ideas, and said, what can we do to lend value, quality, joy, and hope to someone else, to get all that hard work out the way, and just be there to support you. And I look at the wines you've got this great Sauvignon Blanc that has this beautiful, crisp texture and flavor to it. There's an apricot in the nose, a little honeysuckle as you pick up and you start to swirl that glass. Your Chardonnay, a lot of people say, hey, I don't like a big oaky Chardonnay, it's too heavy, it's too this one. This is the right amount of oak. It's a neutral oak engagement and stainless steel. And when we do the fermentation process, we actually use jacketed tanks using glycol. What that is a cooling liquid, if you will, that goes around the actual tank because the fermentation process throws off heat. And that heat that throws off all the aromas and all the textures of a great wine.
Yeah.
So if you can't hold it together, you have a wine with no character. So the character there is definable, it's clear, people can see it and taste it, and it's fantastic. Your Pinot is a authentic, true Pinot Noir. And I will put this up against any Pinot you get at, I would say, 94 to 97 points at a heartbeat.
I would totally agree. I mean, Pinot Noir is my thing. So wherever I go, if there's like a nice restaurant or wine bar, I'm ordering Pinot Noir. And this stacks up against anything I've had.
Your godfather, the Cabernet Sauvignon, which is, it's a big toe on the foot, right? It's the most important wine out there. It's big enough for a great steak or a great pork chop, and it's soft enough for a soft little pasta or a salmon or a fish. You've got the whole quad of the best 4 wines on the planet, and I can tell you, I am thrilled that someone takes a moment, falls in love, pops that cork, and says, God bless Dean Michael.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me all misty. What the hell?
Deserves it, man. And thank you to the cause of supporting mental health and supporting men in those places of our lives as individuals and men who need help. We don't ask for help ever.
No.
It's very, very rare that a man steps up and says, yeah, can you give me a hand? And your cause, your mission, joining that club, that opens up a door for someone to say, I am here to support men. I'm here to support you. Those who get to the hardest, difficult time, that biggest obstacle in the world, it will pass. And you know something? Your brand, your wine showcases that this too shall pass.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Jason, thank you very much again.
Pleasure, my friend.
Appreciate it.
You got it. Cheers.
When I first started working with Jason and his winemaker at their production facility earlier last year, I initially thought I was going to launch with only 2 wines, a red and a white. But after working with these guys and personally curating a lot of different wines, a lot of different times, I landed on these 4 because they're so good, I felt like I couldn't not share them with you. I'm going to briefly cover all 4 of these wines, but I want to let you know first up that these are all single varietal wines. And that's a credit to the winemaker that these are so good. With blends, you can maybe blend out something that isn't quite right, but with single varietal, and that's another testament to the Ynez Valley, the fruit quality there is just so amazing. These wines on their own merits as single varietal wines are phenomenal. Now let me walk through all of these really quick. First up is the Sauvignon Blanc. The scent profile here is citrus, lemon peel, and some tropical fruit. The flavors on this are fresh green apple, pineapple, citrus, and some melon, but without being tart. This is bright, this is clean, and it's crisp. This is basically your day drinking wine. Next we have the Chardonnay. Now this is a Chardonnay for Chardonnay lovers, but also for Sauvignon Blanc lovers. It's not your traditional butter bomb like you might get from Napa Valley because this has been in stainless steel and neutral oak. It does have just enough oak on it to know that it's a Chardonnay, but it's just got these really beautiful, bright lemon, tangerine, and pear flavors to it. Coming in next is Dino, my Pinot Noir. This might be my favorite one out of the lineup because I'm just a Pinot Noir guy. This is a perfect example of what I like most about Pinot Noir. It's earthy with a little bit of that Pinot Noir funk, if you know, you know, but it's also fruity, and you get cherries and raspberries and some spice as well. And underneath all of that fruit, you'll get some leather, some smoke, and also some vanilla. Last but not least is the Godfather. This is my Cabernet Sauvignon. When you think about an amazing, crowd-pleasing, and drinkable cab, this is it. In my opinion, this is a perfect version of Cabernet Sauvignon. It has all of those trademark bold flavors of dark fruit along with hints of cedar, tobacco, and spice. This is darn near 10 out of 10 for me. And something else I wanted to let you guys know, that there's an Easter egg on the side of every label. It's a little descriptor that I wrote, and it comes from the heart. There's some motivational stuff, there's some family stuff, and it's just something that I'm not going to read to you now. I want you to be able to read it when you have the bottle in front of you and experience it for the first time. And of course, right on cue, I knew I was going to get emotional in this video, but listen, this is the part of the video, shit. This is the part of the video where I'm going to ask you to go buy some of my wine. Not just because I'm asking, but because part of the proceeds from every bottle sale are going to go to a good cause, mental health organizations. If you have watched any of my videos and got maybe just a little nugget of value that maybe helped you pair some colors together, or maybe helped you with how to wear certain pieces, or maybe you got some ideas on what to wear on your next date night, or maybe just a little inspiration to realize that life isn't over yet just because you're 40. These can be some of the best years of your life. So if you've taken away anything positive from any of my videos, I'm just gonna ask for your support right now. The website is live, and I'll put the link down below in the video description. Grab a bottle or grab all four and just taste through these amazing wines. The quality in these bottles is amazing. And if you want to continue your support and be one of the founding members, join the wine club on the website so you can have new bottles handpicked, not specifically these. You can have these delivered right to your doorstep every other month at a discount. Thank you very much in advance. I know this is supposed to be a happy video. Your support, I'm telling you, means more to me than you can possibly imagine. This has been a long time coming, and I know you're going to love this wine. I love this wine, and if I didn't, you gotta trust me, I would not have gone through all of this work just to be able to share it with you. And as always, my friends, cheers. Thank you so much for watching. Live well, and I'll see you in the next one.